Hey everybody, Rob here at etrailer.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the CURT Class 3 Custom Fit Trailer Hitch Receiver on our 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Now here's what our hitch is going to look like once we have it fully installed. For the most part, it is going to be hidden behind the bumper with just a little bit sticking down right here in the center. But it doesn't really look out of place. It looks pretty much like how a truck should look. Now it is a Class 3, so it's going to give us that 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, which is going to have the widest variety of accessories that we can mount up. Now whether we just need to tow a trailer, we can obviously put a ball mount in there, get where we're going, move some gear, whatever we need to. But at the same time, if we have some really long gear that we need to carry in our bed, we could put a hitch extender in there, that way it has the support it needs. Or maybe we just want to hit the trails on our bikes with some friends. We can put a bike rack in there. Really, the amount of options of things that we can use and accessories to mount up are endless. But regardless of how we're going to be using our hitch, all of our accessories are going to mount through the hitch pin hole here on the side. Now our hitch is going to accept a standard 5/8 pin and clip. Now these are not going to be included with the hitch, but you can pick them up here at etrailer.com, along with some locking devices to make sure your accessories are secure, and anti-rattle devices to cut down on that slop and play and that annoying rattling sound inside the receiver tube when we're driving down the road. Now our hitch is going to have a plate-style safety chain loop, because obviously we have to have somewhere to hook up our safety chains if we are pulling a trailer. Now really, regardless of what kind of trailer you're pulling, if you have some more smaller or normal sized hooks, we should have plenty of room to get those hooked on or off. But at the same time, if we're pulling a really heavy trailer that has some larger hooks, we still have plenty of room to get those hooked on and shouldn't have to worry about too much interference between the pin and clip. Now as far as the weight capacity goes, you definitely want to make sure that the hitch is going to be up to the task you put it to. So our hitch is going to have a 600-pound tongue weight. That's going to be the maximum downward force at the end of the receiver tube. It's also going to have a 6,000-pound gross trailer weight rating. That's how much the hitch can pull, but that does include the trailer and everything we have loaded on it. Now it is rated for use with weight distribution systems, which is going to be a separate component that mounts onto your trailer, but it's going to bump the tongue weight up to 1,000 pounds and the gross trailer weight rating up to 10,000 pounds. But again, with all those numbers in mind, you do want to double check your Silverado's owner's manual, because that's the rating for our hitch, and we don't want to exceed the manufacturer's rating for our truck. Now I'd like to give you a few measurements. These are going to help you whenever you're looking for accessories for your new hitch, like a ball mount, a bike rack, or even a cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge of the bumper, it's going to be right about 2.5 inches. Now that measurement usually helps you out when you're looking at folding accessories to make sure you have enough room and they're not going to come in contact with the rear bumper. Now from the ground to the inside top edge of the receiver tube opening is right about 21 inches. Now that measurement is definitely going to help you out when you're looking for a ball mount, so you can find the appropriate rise or drop to match up to your trailer. Now that we've seen what our hitch looks like and gone over some of the features, let's get it installed together. To begin our installation, we want to come to the very back of our Silverado. We're going to come underneath the bed. Now on each side, if we come to the frame rail, we'll find 2 bolts. One's going to be at the very back, then we'll have this support right here, and then one will be right in front of that towards the front of our truck. We're going to have 2 of these in the same location on each side. We're going to pull these out, so we want to grab a 21mm socket and loosen those up. Now that we have these 2 removed, we're going to move over to the other side and pull the other 2 out as well. Now with an extra set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch up. We're going to line up the 2 holes in the side plates with the holes that are on our frame. Then we just need to take our factory hardware, and you want to get at least 1 bolt in there, hand tight on each side. That way the hitch will hold itself up, and we can work on putting all the hardware back. Then we'll come back with that 21mm socket and snug up all of our hardware. You just want to make sure you come back with a torque wrench and torque all your hardware down to the specified amount in the instructions. And make sure we go back and repeat that for all of our remaining hardware. Now you may notice that the factory safety chain loop here may be interfering with the hitch pin hole in the side of our hitch. Now don't get me wrong, we should be able to get it in, but once we get it to about here, it's going to interfere to where we can't get that angle for it to go through all the way. So we don't obviously want to leave it like that. We want to make sure our accessories are nice and secure, and we don't have to fight with this every time we use it. So in the instructions, they are going to let you know that you may have to bend these tabs a little bit. So I'll show you a real easy, quick way to do it. You want to grab yourself an adjustable wrench. Get it pretty close to being closed, but big enough that you can slide it over the tab. And then we just want to pull away from the hitch. Shouldn't have to do it a whole lot, but just enough to give it that little curve. And you can see now, if we come from this side, we have a lot more room to get that hitch pin in. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other side, so no matter which side we want to use, we won't have to worry about it interfering. Now one thing I do want to mention, if you're having a little bit of trouble getting everything in place, or you can't quite get it fully up against the frame, you can lower down your spare. It'll make it a little bit easier, but it's not necessary, because you can see we actually got our hitch fully in place without ever moving it. But once you have everything torqued down, that'll finish up your installation and your look at the CURT Class 3 Custom Fit Trailer Hitch Receiver on our 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 1500.